And welcome to the Delcastle Invitational final start. We had to switch from Vimeo to YouTube as it appears the technical department here has blocked Vimeo. So you're watching Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports already. Salesianum captures the first two weight classes. Nick, if you want to go by that real quick.
That's right, yep. It was a battle of Cesar Rodney and Salesianum at 106 and 113. At 106, it was Catania over Donato with a 10-5 decision. And then at 113, just finishing up a few moments ago, it was Gabe Campanelli with a 10-5 win over Gavin Robbins. So back-to-back wins there for Salesianum over Cesar Rodney to get us started at 106 and 113. And here we are at 120.
This is Mason Milligan from First State Military Academy and Cole Moffitt. They're the 1 and 2 seed, Moffitt being the 1 seed. Moffitt missed all but one match in December and has gotten back on the mat here in January. The one match he had was the loss to Bacchus from St. Mark's in the 5-3 match.
That's a tough one there.
Both these guys ranked at 120 pounds.
Yeah, 4 versus 5, and you know, and obviously, Benny, with you doing the rankings, you know that these guys all know where they are in those rankings. They know that this is a 4 and 5 matchup, and so far, a good one here as we're into the second period, 0-0.
Merkel.
And now a stoppage.
I don't know if he planted on his elbow.
Yeah, as soon as I said no point scored, I went down to check the iPad there, looked back up, and had the injury.
The two is as he was going into near fall position when the injury occurred.
And you saw Trey Mitchell get out of the middle of the floor and kind of show the referee what he saw. But again, injury was immediate there on the turn. And trying to shake out that right, it looks like wrist to forearm.
Right.
Man, I mean, what a tournament so far here for Cesar Rodney, Benny. I mean, the first 3 of our finals has a rider in them.
Right. They'll be next
some
up
more
again.
to come.
In 138, they'll be up again with Trevor Copes.
Who a special congratulations. The pins record?
No, the all-time wins record.
All-time, excuse me, the wins record. Pins record. Yeah, what a career he's having.
A lot of top-notch people have been through that program. Granted early on they didn't wrestle as many matches, but
yeah, that's for sure. They talk about historical.
But to be ahead of that class.
Yeah, that's right. You know, you loop, Smyrna, Cesar Rodney, St. Mark's, those historically those groups together, and William Penn in the mix.
So it's going to be 2-0 when we get back to action here in the second period.
See how much time. I believe a minute left to go here in the second. And Moffitt
had a battle in the semis. He had to come back with a late takedown. I mean late, like 2-3 seconds left in the match.
And you see now Milligan, trying to work that bar on that right arm.
.45 to go here in the second period. 2-0 lead for Milligan.
I was looking for that wrist.
Trying to get the boots in. Granby rolled by Moffitt. Circles out front, comes to his feet. Milligan looking for a cradle. 14 on the clock. And it's going to turn into a reversal for Moffitt. That's country boy strength right there.
And that was, again, all with 10 seconds. It looked as if maybe Milligan had a chance to get some more. Dropped to that front head as Moffitt Granbied and then tried to turn him, tried to get some more points there, did Milligan, and then Moffitt able to get the reversal all in a matter of 10 seconds. So, again, changing things quickly and drastically there at the end of the second period.
2-2, third period here.
And if you're just joining us, Moffitt with the arm injury there in the second.
Moffitt, he likes to get the boots in and grind when he can get on top. There he goes, gets the boot in. And he will grind you out down here to work for a turn.
Yep, and when you got guys like that that are so effective in top position, once they get those boots in, it is really hard to find some breathing room and make anything happen. You know, shout out to Nick McGinley, one of my drilling partners, was a leg fanatic. Getting a little high there. You see Milligan trying to shake him over top.
Trying to swim for that head.
But that's an experienced leg rider there, right? To settle back in, apply the pressure, break him back down.
Minute to go here.
Calm and composed.
.38 to go here in the third period. Gonna get a stall warning on Moffitt.
So again, we'll see if they're gonna cut him, and they will. Nice reshot here from Milligan. Short time with 14 seconds.
Moffitt with the quarter Nelson.
5 seconds.
And a 3-2 win for Milligan.
And again, you saw Moffitt there just cut him a little bit late. And the whole Cesar Rodney corner telling him to let him loose. But what a match is Moffitt able to battle back.
So we move to 126, number 1 versus number 2 here. It's going to be the 2 state runners-up from last season, Anthony Andrews from Sussex Tech. And then Lucian from Salesianum. He did win a title 2 years ago as an 8th grader when he was at Tower Hill.
That's right, yeah. Had a chance to talk with him after that match. What a performance it was early in his young career, and now settling to his own here at Salesianum, 18-0 on the year, coming off that Tech fall in the semis. And you talked about Andrews as well. These guys have been running their way through the bracket this weekend.
We're underweight at 126 pounds. Lucian in the navy blue and Andrews in the black, gray, and white. Shot in by Lucian on the edge, Whizzer, and they're going to go out of bounds.
Such a clean shot, able to get so deep there initially, and that's a good job by Andrews just to fight that one off, because a good look there from Lucian that time.
This time Andrews in on a shot, trying to sub up, come back across the hip. And Lucian staying on that ankle. Approaching a minute to go in the first period.
Our first 3 matches have all been battles here to get started.
Right.
All been great finishes, close matches.
Funking through is Lucian. Andrews putting him in danger.
Trying to rock him back there. He's got to be
Lucian
careful.
has to be careful with defensive pin here. Or no control pin. Not even defensive. 43 to go, and we're going to get a stalemate.
And I'll tell you, Sussex Tech not happy with that one. Corner erupted. .30 seconds.
$15 to go here, first period, no score. Each wrestler has taken a decent shot. Gets in on a double, subs up, finds the low leg. This time Andrew's going to funk through.
Short time.
Careful with those feet, don't cross those feet. And we got no score. 0-0 at the end of one. Got in that position. You got to be careful of that head scissors.
Yeah, that was a close one there. And again, Lucian, I mean, he's in there. He's got your legs in a flash. You blink and he's there. He's able to close that distance so easily. And he just gets in on those shots. He just gets in on those deep shots. And again, Andrew's done a good job of not giving up to both of those times as Lucian was in perfect position.
Lucian Ross comes up to a quad stance, broken back down by Andrews. Now comes his feet, isolates and scores. 1-0 lead for Lucian.
Andrews, Sussex Tech, they got the names on the back of the singlet.
Yes, they do.
I haven't seen that too much. Gotta like that.
I think Andrews wants to open up the scoring here. I think a high-scoring match favors him. And there he is, gets a headlock. Little pancake over to his back. Has the takedown.
He may have him. There's close. Can't see the other shoulder on the far side. He's got that tight.
He does. Sat back and waited for that double leg attack.
Yeah, the officials, though, telling us he's not there yet. He's still got the distance. He said there's still some distance in between the shoulders.
And 7-1 lead for Anthony Andrews.
Able to fight off of that one. Man, he looked dead in the water there for a second. And that was a double shot. They both shot at the exact same time, but quicker reaction time for Andrews, who turned it right as you mentioned, able to put him right on his back. Could be the moment of the match. Again,
35 to go here.
Both teams a great support on their sides of the mat as well. All teams out there supporting their guys.
Both wrestlers state runner-up last year. Lucian at 113, Andrews at 120 last year. Now both up at 126. 15 to go. And guess he escaped 7-2. So Lucian's got some work to do. Andrews with a comfortable 7-2 lead as we run to the end of the second period. But we go to the third. Choice for the Sussex Tech Raven. And he is going to take, he's going neutral. So 7-2 lead. Looking to knock off number one here for the second time tonight.
Both guys have had their opportunities in neutral. You know, just the big move by Andrews earlier. Picked up 6.
And gets a throw by takedown, goes up 10-2.
Smooth.
Somehow Lucian comes out, gets a heavy leg. And we're going to stall on Andrews, staying down low on the ankle. 1:20 to go, 10-2 lead for Anthony Andrews.
Sitting comfortable right now for the moment. Things, though, can change quickly. A lot of time left here.
And with the new scoring, as you saw in the second period, it was 1-0, and boom, next thing you know, 7-1.
It's going to get some adapting to, or allowing some time to adapt to. But, you know, from your perspective, Benny, how much has that changed wrestling here in Delaware?
You got to be careful trying to sit on a lead, that's for sure.
Yeah, I tell you, you're right about that.
Well,
I wish it was 3 points for takedowns back when I was in high school.
3's more than 2. You know.
I could have done it all day.
Under a minute to go.
Andrews with the pressure. And chain wrestling has been good in this match for Andrews. He's been very impressive.
Stalemate on that one. 43 to go. No change. Caution on top. 10-2, 42 to go. We're at 126 pounds. Fourth match, other finals, and we're going to get a second caution.
Try it again.
There we go, underway. Third period. roll by Lucian, gets the reversal, makes it 10-4.
And we'll see what he decides to do here. 30 seconds, he's just going to try to go for the back. Not enough time to cut him a few times to get some takedowns.
Andrews gets to a leg, 20 to go. Under 10 to go here in the match, and it looks like our second #1 is going to go down here, and that's what this Delcastle tournament does.
You're absolutely right. We talked about it at the top of the broadcast. Big win for Andrews over Lucian, and this is when you get kind of your first taste of what you might see down the line in a month over at Cape Henlopen High School. And, you know, all these guys know who they're going to see this weekend. They know what teams are going to be here. They're anticipating certain matchups, this being one of them. And what a statement made by Andrews here at 126.
So we move to 132, defending state champ Bellerin from Red Lion up against McElvoy. McElwee. I got him mixed up with McElvoy from.
I was going to say, yeah, I know McElvoy a few years.
Danny McElwee from
his
Milford.
McElwee with a pin, a tech, and another pin to earn his way there. Same thing, Bellerin has pretty much teched his way through the tournament, and it's kind of been what we've seen. That's a similar theme that we've gotten here in these finals matchups to start.
We're at 132 pounds. I think we're going to finish up the bookend match before we get started.
And Bellerin come in, junior from Red Lion, ranked at 3rd at 132, Benny, in your rankings there. And then you look on the other side, and McElwee, he has his eyes on getting into those rankings, and what better way to do it than on a big stage here in front of the entire state at the Delcastle Invitational as the wrestlers head to center circle. And here we go.
Underway at 132 pounds. Bellerin in the red, black, and white with McElwee in the maroon and gold of Milford. Milford have a couple more finalists out here before the night's over.
Milford's still able to maintain, you know, some level of that consistency over the years. You know, a short time ago, they were, you know, competing for those state championships.
McElwee with a double leg. Not quite got the 2 yet. Bellerin steps over a wizard, not usually advised, but if he can limp arm, he might get a takedown here.
I think he might. McElwee holding on tight.
That should be 3, and it is 3. Takedown for Bellerin.
Bellerin wrestling loose here to start this one. McElwee able to get on a nice shot, defended early, then was able to switch to the double, lifted him up, planted him, and just unable to get anything out of it. A good job by Bellerin to not only avoid giving up the points, able to get a takedown of his own a few short moments after.
And it looks like we're going to have some blood time. So 3-0 lead for Bellerin as we go to blood time, the only sport that has it in the rule book.
Team points here, Benny Salesianum out there at #1 to start. I'm sure this is probably before. I don't know if they calculate the first couple finals matches. Actually,
no,
they probably should.
Yeah,
live, they're live. Yeah, as you can see, Salesianum opening up a little bit of the lead they had on Caesar Rodney with 280. Caesar Rodney right behind him there at 234, and that's because the first 3 matches we had CR versus Sally's in the finals, and Salesianum able to pull out a few of those. So that's put them in position. William Penn at 3, St. George's 4, and Sussex Tech is 5. And here we are ready to get back here, period #2. Or excuse me, #1.
Back underway, 50 seconds go in the first period. Granby roll by McElwee. Bellerin, nice job following that roll. Like you said, just wrestling loose in there.
That's how he does wonders for you. We can just have that, you know, mentality to go out there and just wrestle consistently, wrestle loose. It's when you're at your best.
And Bellerin turns his roll into some back points here. Bellerin just flows nicely.
Yes. You know, it doesn't even, you know, maybe he seems like he's got nothing set up, and then boom, he hits you with something. Just seems like he's got, you know, an answer to all the questions.
And time's going to run out in the first period, but Bellerin's going to take a 7-0 lead. Choice goes to Bellerin. He's going to go down. Yeah, we're going to get more blood time. Talking to Jeff Hughes beforehand, the athletic director here at Delcastle and head wrestling coach, talking about the new bleachers they put in.
Yeah.
Said they put them in
Good.
all ADA
There we go.
compliant, and only lost 4 seats.
Wow, you got to tell you, it looks nice, and they've always done such a good job here with this tournament. Again, you know, dating back to when, you know, Trey and I were even wrestling here in high school. You know, it's always been that tournament where you, at least for us at St. Mark's, we didn't do a lot of local stuff as some of these two teams do, or as a lot of these teams do now as well. So when you get this opportunity to see some of those guys, you might see, it might be the only time you see those guys until the state tournament. It's just a big measuring stick.
There's a few downstate teams here, and the object is to get on the mat with some of the upstate schools, so when it comes time for seeding down the line at the state tournament. He's going to give him the free release. Give a point to Bellerin. It's now 8-0.
And McElwee was very close on that first takedown of the match, able to lift on that double leg and plant Bellerin on the mat. Just couldn't do anything with it. So obviously a little bit of confidence for him in himself in this neutral position. We'll see if he can get something done.
Second period underway. 8-0 lead for Bellerin in the red.
Trevor Copes getting warmed up here over on the left side.
Defending Delcastle champion. Bellerin kind of, as he goes to dump here, kind of reminds me a little bit of Justin Griffith. You know, makes things look effortless.
Yeah, you talk about the death. I think that was your
death by 1,000 paper cuts.
for him. Yeah, I mean, it was just like if you were a rooting for.
Oh my! Out of that single leg, gets a
and he got
lat drop with his foot in the air. Now he's getting the swipes on the edge.
Yeah, right on the edge.
That might be a top 10 play for this week.
It might be.
He was. Yes, he was deep in on a single, and he gets unhooked and gets the pin out of it. So that's a pin for Bellerin. He is your champion here at 132 pounds. We're going to move to 138. We have again a number one versus number 2. Number 1 ranked Trevor Copes versus number 2 Santino Ciani of Salesianum.
Cesar Rodney and Salesianum. What a battle these two teams are having here in a lot of these weight classes in the finals. And Bellerin, again, able to get the win, kind of bonus points galore for him in his weekend here at Delcastle, able to get a pin to finish it off. A nice job there from Bellerin, another championship for him here at 132.
These two had one meeting last year in the dual meet. Copes won at 6-0. Matter of fact, Ciani was the only Delaware wrestler in the weight class that Copes did not bonus point last year.
And I'm sure he's probably aware of that.
Right.
We're getting some good matchups here early on.
And, of course, you know Ciani's history of the son of Jordan Ciani, a 3-time state champ. He'll be in the white singlet with the navy trim. Copes in the 2-piece blue, white, and gold for Cesar Rodney.
It's in the blood.
Both state place winners last year. Copes won his first state title at 126 last year after 3 straight appearances.
And again, obviously, go ahead.
First comment after the state title. How does it feel? He said, it's about damn time.
I mean, you know, we had been there with him
right.
And all those guys. And as we get there each and every year, seeing a lot of these wrestlers, and we're, you know, right there up close and personal for all their journeys each and every year. So kind of been able to allow him to, or to see him evolve over the years, just continue to get better and better.
Made the state finals as an 8th grader.
Yeah, that's right.
And first 2 years he had to wrestle a nationally ranked wrestler in
good
KG and
matches.
Petro, yeah.
And yeah, what a job he was able to do at Smyrna.
Lost a close match his sophomore year to Cam Davis Jr. And then last year got the win over Mundy.
And that was the last match that I saw. And what a match that was with him and Cam. A heck of a match. Oof. And again, we commented on earlier in the broadcast, if you weren't listening, obviously the all-time wins leader.
For Caesar Rodney High School.
Quite the accolade for such a successful and historical program.
152, I think, now, because he won this morning. Won 2 matches today, so he's at 153.
A lot of wins.
Yeah.
A lot of wins.
A lot more than I got.
Me too.
Goes to the 2-on-1 early. Cyani able to get a single leg out of it. Cope's heavy on that whizzer. And take down Cyani.
And it looked like maybe that right shoulder.
Shoulder or head.
Hopefully Trevor's
head.
okay. Yeah,
head
it was
first.
the head. Good call on. Gives the thumbs up. I'm going to continue to look at him here. Is Ziani trying to stay warm?
So he's good to go.
Past the protocol, free to enter.
3-0 lead for Cyani. Comes to his feet, trying to isolate a wrist. Rolls to Funk. And we'll get up potentially dangerous. Minute 16 to go here, first period. And escape for Copes with 1:05 to go. 3-1 here in the first period at 138. .40 to go. Center of the mat, on her feet. Copes throws by the 2-on-1. Doesn't get to the leg. 25 to go here, first period. And pancake. And then nothing out of it. Under 10 to go. And time runs out. 3-1 is how we finished the first period.
Yeah, feeling each other out. That early takedown, you know, the difference there in the first. Cope's able to get out.
Second period back underway. Cyani takes bottom.
And Ciani's big for 138. He's tall, he's lengthy. You know, long guys like that with that kind of strength there can be problems. And again, such a young guy too at the freshman.
Cope's going to go to his tilt game. No swipes out of that. And go out of bounds. Minute 33 on the restart. We're at 138 pounds midway through the finals here at the Delcastle Championship, Invitational Championships. Now he's got a reinforced bar, brings him up and to the edge again.
Trying to pull him back in, it looks like.
And we're out of bounds. Minute 9 on the restart.
You see Copes, you know, it's
and the referee does say,
officials.
yeah, stay center. I don't know that you let him get out twice before you.
He acknowledged it. He said, yep, he knows. So assuming the next time there, he'll see it for Bassiani. Just show strong underneath.
And he gets hit with a caution. And minute 9 on the restart. Copes getting the count here on the tilt.
Yeah, there's that length from Siani, just so tall, just hard to keep in that position.
Yeah, I guess he's going to say that was 2 1 counts. .34 to go here in the second period. And we're going to get a potentially dangerous to stop the action.
Coach Trevor's done a phenomenal job here on top. It's 28 seconds on the clock here in the second. See if Siani can make a move.
This time he puts the boots in. 20 to go. $10 to go. And we'll head to the third period, still 3-1. And that's where we'll go. Third period, 3-1 lead for Siani. Copes has choice. And he's going to go bottom.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great job by Copes there on top, riding out that entire second period, keeping the score 3-1 after he gave up that takedown in the first.
Here we go underway here in the third. And Copes able to clear the legs. Can he get out?
Johnny able to apply a lot of pressure there from top. We talked about the length that he has and the strength for a 38-pounder.
And reversal for Copes, ties it up at 3-3.
And Copes had some success there, a few potential
yeah.
opportunities for points when he was on top there in the second. A lot of time left here in the third, but let's see if he can go to work.
There's the count. And he's going to get the 2.
And Cam Davis, Coach Slazy, and I'm not happy with that 2 call. But he was close a few times there earlier as well, and now Siani gonna have to get to work now. He trails.
Gotta be careful pulling that toe like that. And he gets another set of swipes going on here. The hand strength there, it's got to be because Siani's twisted and turning.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, for him to be able to hold Siani down like that is very impressive, but we know that Trevor Copes can do very impressive things. He's been doing it for years now.
This is number 1 and number 2 in the state. Second meeting.
Yeah, but for Santino, again, to be so young and being able to, you know, have a match like this is very impressive as well.
24 seconds on the clock. 8-3 lead for Copes. He's in the top position. I think the most impressive thing in this match is he gave up the original takedown, and he's won this with a reversal and 2 sets of back points.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going to go with the Benny. I agree.
And now,
looking for the style points.
Yeah, he gets the half, looking for the pin, 15 to go. And under 5, that's going to be 4 back. That's a major decision for Copes. So didn't major him last year, does this year.
Able to rattle off 12 straight points after, as you mentioned, Benny, giving up that initial takedown. He went down 3-0. His head hit the mat, had to stop it due to that head injury. Able to get back out there, battle through it, and rattle off 12 unanswered points on his way to a major.
So Copes is Cesar Rodney's first champion of the night. We move to 144 pounds here. 4-time state champ. Yes, I said it, 4-time state champ. Eddie Radicke from Caravel, going for his 5th. Be the first person to do it.
Well, I'll tell you.
And he's up against Jacob Gerard of Slasiana.
I mean, we remember back when he won his first title, when he had a chance to talk to him after that, his 8th grade year, and wow, here we are, his senior year. I'll tell you, time flies. I think, one of my first championship interviews years ago was with Eddie Radicke. He was phenomenal as an 8th grader. And then we've kind of had a date to meet every year since, and he's been there. He's held up his end of the bargain. I missed him last year and had to go to the Indianapolis for the NFL Combine, but hopefully we'll get back here this year and able to have a chance to maybe interview him if he were to get his 5th championship.
Be the first person. First Delaware wrestler to get 5.
That leg brace, though, there on the left leg.
He's had a dealing with a knee injury since last year. Headed to Duke, committed to Duke, back around Christmas.
There you go. Love that area of North Carolina. And what a school. Congratulations.
Radicke in the black Caravel singlet. Gerard in the white singlet from Slasiana.
And again, Benny, with the transfer portal in college athletics and the way even high school's being now, it's sometimes rare where you see a guy who stay with the same program for 4 years.
You mean the unofficial portal here? Portal
exactly.
here
Yep, you can make that argument. So that's why, it's rare to see a guy have this success. Obviously, he was a youngster on those teams that were absolutely loaded up, winning state championships over there at Caravel, and then he's able to just stay there over the last couple years and just get better and better. And like you said, going for a record 5th state championship, all during his tenure there at Caravel.
Radicke counters to a takedown. He goes up 3-0 here at 144 pounds.
Another guy that just, when you watch him, you look for a flaw, or if you look for an opening, and there just aren't many. And he just does whatever he needs to do to get the job done, no matter the situation or scenario. And that's why he'll be in the record books. Nobody more consistent.
Radicke on top, 2-on-1, under 40 to go. And he's a grinder. He's another one of these grinders on top. He just wears you out in the bottom position.
I mean, and it really does wear you out, man. It really does, like you said. And when you can put that at pressure for, a period or two, once you get a few takedowns on top and just keep wearing them down, it really does take a toll. Pulling it out, putting it on the back.
Two, 1, and that's the end of the first period with Eddie Radicke with the 5-0 lead.
Very technical.
No flash.
That's what I'm saying, just technical, solid. And again, just does whatever he needs to do, always makes the right decision. Mike Lang arriving, hopping on the camera here alongside Nick Halliday. As Radicke able to get another takedown here. Or at least up in a reversal. A potentially dangerous, going to stop this one for a second. But Radicke 8-0. 139 still to go in the second. Just, again, taking his time, scoring points when he can, and not giving any up. That seems to be the story over his career.
Shot by Radicke.
Popped him up, took him down.
And gets the 3. 8-1 lead for Radicke.
Tell you what, Benny, obviously my first broadcast for this year with the 3-point rule, just every time hearing you say it, it's still catching me a little bit off guard here. but I'm a fan. I like it.
Yep. Those points on the boards. I saw a match down at Cambridge, Andy Perez tournament in Cambridge, Maryland, where 44 points were put on the board.
See, I was going to say that before we were on the air. I was like, man, these matches must really be going up now. You must be seeing a lot of points scored. And then you think back to, my matches like 5-3, stuff like that. If you scored 12 points, you had a hell of a match.
Oh, and Radicke puts him to his back on the edge. 29 to go here in the second period. Gets the fall. Eddie Radicke is your champion, return champion at 144 pounds.
Congratulations to Eddie. And don't have the official statistics with me, Benny, but I'm assuming he's been the champion every time he's been here as well.
I don't know if anybody in Delaware's beaten him.
That's a good question there, but I think you're right.
So we moved to 150 pounds, and I think we have a one. I know we had number one in Ricky Jewell from Salesian came down from Downingtown area in Pennsylvania. He's up against the upset guy, Jameer Ross, got the pin in the semifinals from William Penn.
Downingtown, we played them in Football Downtown East when I was over there at St. Martin's. I had a chance to talk about a month or two ago with Pat Devlin.
Right.
From Delaware, another Downingtown. He was telling us about his Downingtown days. And Mike was asking if he should maybe turn the camera to this mat when this was over. I said, yeah, you know what, Mike, why not? If you can, why not give the kids some love, right?
Right. We were watching the end of the 144 third place match.
Now it's where the whole gym has turned their attention here with the other two.
Anyone going on? 10 seconds left over there.
And a blood time, I believe.
Just as we give them a little bit of attention, they go on blood time.
Right, we did the same thing over here. We're jinxing them today.
So two number ones have been knocked off so far. Jewell, a number one ranked wrestler, here for Salesianum.
Yeah, some ones early on. Has some great matches so far, especially through the first 4 or 5. Just a takedown being the difference in some of those, and this one going to be a good one as well. And again, some of the teams that we're used to seeing here aren't here this weekend.
Yeah, DMA, because of the extra week here, weekend, DMA went to the Virginia Duels, which they go to every year. I guess everything will get back to normal next year with a four weekend month of January.
And again, I correct me if I'm wrong, but Caesar Rodney has been to Virginia Duels a few times as well.
They went last time they went was 2012. Yeah.
Oh, was that the last time? Well, yeah. So that's I know they were there when we were there, so I remember seeing them there. But great to see Caesar Rodney being one of the teams that is here each and every year. And I tell you, it really does help out sometimes when you get down the line. And just one of the best in-state tournaments here throughout the season.
Now we're at 150 pounds. As we said, Ricky Jewell, the number 3 seed, versus the number 4 seed, Jameer Ross. Ross in the black, cherry and white, as they don't use red at William Penn. It's cherry and black. And Jewell in the navy blue and gold of Salesianum. I have watched Jewell this weekend. He has been dominating in this tournament.
See if he can stay hot here. And we've seen a lot of Salesianum here in the finals, a lot of Caesar Rodney here in the finals. I mean, I can't go back now, but it seems like we've either had a Rider or a Salesian in every finals matchup.
Most of them.
Yeah, most of them, and if not, they're going against each other.
They're number 1 and number 2 in this tournament.
And we'll get you those team scores here in a moment as well. 280 to 240.
So within 40 points there. Jewel in on a left-handed high crotch, twists off to a double takedown for the Salesianum sophomore.
Junior versus sophomore matchup here.
He gets the tilt game going, gets some light swipes here.
Got two, yeah.
I noticed that time Cam Davis waving his hand for the swipes.
That's the game.
You play it from the corner.
Tell you what, good to be back here with you doing this one. You know, you walk in, get the juices flowing.
Getting increasingly cold outside.
I think last year it was almost, was it that the year was snowing when we exited? When we left last
and
year?
there's snow. No, it was a freezing rain.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Remember carrying the trunk out?
I know that because I still feel it.
Yeah, quite the drive, too. I got a little bit of an easier drive than you on the way back. I got about a 6-minute drive for me.
Yeah, but mine's scenic.
Even more scenic with some freezing rain.
10-0 lead for Ricky Jewell. When the rankings came out, a couple people asked me, how do you rank a guy you've never seen? I said, well, thanks to track wrestling. He had a pin over Hackett last year from Appoquinimink, who was a state runner-up. So, and here he gets a tech fall in the second period. So Ricky Jewell, your champion for Salesianum.
I'll tell you what. I mean, with those new rules and the 3 points, I mean, that can happen so quickly with these takedowns. I mean, that was in the blink of an eye with the tag. Getting 3 points for those takedowns, some of those back points. That's going to be, you know, kind of the change, I guess, if you will. And you're able to see a tech fall in the early second period.
So we're going to move to 157, returning state champ Dustin Elliott out of Sussex Tech. And he'll be taking on Jemai White from Milford, Sussex Tech, and the black. They won champion already, Anthony Andrews, knocked off a #1 today.
That's right. Like I said, well, you know, one other tournament, you come here, you get 1 versus 2s up and down the board. You got to love that. You know, even from a coaching perspective, you know, obviously you want to win the match, but the result, not everything.
One of the things I'm noticing is they're, and it's going to be important in dual meets, is how quick these kids are accumulating points, that they're getting the tech fall so fast that they're not getting pinned.
Yeah, that's a good point too. I mean, that's all these things.
Causing coaches to do math in the corner. Quick math.
Yeah, they're like, how much time we left? Till we cut up.
You're up 10. You're up 10. And it's just a learning process for everybody. I have heard a couple fans yell 2.
Yeah, like me earlier on the broadcast. Definitely going to get some getting used. I know when we first heard about that, I think you were the one to let me know when that was going into effect. And yeah, definitely a fan. I like that. And like you said, it's going to take a little bit of adapting to in certain situations. As we waiting here for this matchup as our consolation.
We'll move over to the third place match.
That's right. Mike has got it on for us. There you go, man. Walks in, gets right to work.
Yeah, not so much as I look across the mat there. Get what you pay for. Our boss, Nick Halliday, across the way.
He's watching the stream on there, maybe, on the phone.
He doesn't have a very long ride either.
No, he doesn't.
We're in, I guess, are we in the city here?
Yeah,
we're
guess not.
Wilmington address.
Yeah, right, like go down the road from Pike Creek area, right? Price's Corner area, I guess you could say, somewhere around there.
The Delcastle Rec Center that takes over, it seems like the whole.
Yeah, I didn't even know what that was until.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think they got a little bit of everything out there.
And shout out to Delcastle. They've been able to keep this tournament going for so long. They do a great job each and every year.
It's become a big in-state event.
Yeah, really. And they've gotten it and run with it. And I'm sure all these teams and wrestlers, everybody in the state, very thankful to have this one here in the mix. Looking over at St. George's, don't see any Dave Williams here today.
No, he's not been here this weekend. I meant to ask somebody.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask. I didn't see
Brandon Davis has been kind of running the show
here.
here.
Saw Brandon over there in the corner with some of those other guys there at St. George's. I think we're almost set here now.
Well, we got one more. I think we got an overtime match over on 3.
Oh, of course we do. There you go. Yeah, I've been surprised we haven't had one yet. I don't want to knock on wood, but that's the first one I've seen here. As Trevor Copes on top of the podium there as they're doing the brackets and awards over there on the far side of the gym. That was a great match as well.
The Riders will have Milford on Wednesday night. Home match
That's
for
right.
the Riders.
Yeah, you'll be down there for that one.
I'll be at DMA traveling to Cape and Lopin Wednesday night.
That's a good one. How about, is this the first time that they're wrestling at a dual meet?
No, they've been wrestling about the past 4 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Things have changed. Ouch.
So what did you think of the college playoff?
Which what last?
Well,
night?
I mean the whole.
No, the 12 teams. It's been interesting. The games haven't been great on the first 2 rounds, but hopefully we'll get some good ones. Ohio State is just looking like a different animal now. Notre Dame's very good. It's going to be a good game. I think I'm going to lean Ohio State. I think a lot of people are leaning Ohio State. You know, it's an internal battle here at 302. Pat Carrianis is a diehard Notre Dame fan.
Okay.
Nick Halliday, a diehard Ohio State fan.
I'm an Ohio State fan.
No, there you go. So there, yeah, looks like we're 2-on-1 then. There you go. I think Ohio State, if I had to pick, I'd lean towards the Buckeyes. Big roster, a lot of money spent with that NIL. Pros up and down that roster.
Right. I saw a couple comments that the fact that there was a shakeup and that the top seeds didn't win was a reason why we shouldn't have the playoff system. I'm like, no, that's why you have the playoff
And that's
system.
the thing, right? If there was no 12-team playoff, Ohio State doesn't get in. They lose to Michigan. They don't make that Final Four. So, I mean, they could get in and win a national championship. So that goes to show you right there that it's already done what it was supposed to do. Yeah, absolutely. And then some playoffs getting started here in about 15 minutes. The Chargers traveling to Houston to take on the Texans there. But I believe you're a Redskins fan?
Redskins,
Trent, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on the air
I
anymore. I apologize.
they're the Redskins.
You know, I've got one of those helmets back at my house as well, back from those days. Always been a fan of them.
Now you know what a commander is.
And I always slip up whenever talking about. I always still say Redskins, so I apologize. But going to be some fun playoff action as well. Eagles tomorrow. Super wild card weekend.
Now we got some type of stoppage over on 3.
Yeah, they did wrap up awards. So maybe
I think they're having a clock issue.
Overtime, maybe double overtime and a clock issue. There you go. That'll put you back behind the ball a little bit. But things weren't moving. We're moving in the finals here.
We're past the midway point.
Move in. We got on the air a little bit after 3. Or when did we get this started?
Around 3:30. Well, it depends if you count the running back and forth across the mat, trying to figure out why it wouldn't come on. What we found out was,
apologize for the technical
this IT department here has Vimeo blocked.
I'll tell you, some of these schools, they lock you down good. They don't
do.
want you surfing. They get surfing the web for anything. Delcastle, all about the learning.
We've got them to open up, most of the schools to open up YouTube.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, over the years, that was a collaborative effort.
Yeah, we're getting them to 2025. Yeah. So far, Catania from Sally's gets the win at 106. Campanelli from Sally's gets the win at 113. Then Milligan from First State Military gets the 3-2 win at 120. 126 went to Anthony Andrews with the upset, knocks off the number 1. Pretty convincingly.
Yeah, that was a good match too. He wrestled very well.
And 132, Bellerin just like a man among boys in this weight class today. He's,
a little bit of a Justin Griffith performance there.
Yeah.
You brought him up again,
and then Trevor Copes falls behind 3-1, but gets the top game going. Pulls off a reversal and 2 sets of back points. He wins at his second title, 138. And Eddie Radke comes out and takes care of business with the only pin in the finals at 144. And then Ricky Jewell gets his first Delaware event championship with tech fall at 150. And now we're getting ready to go underway at 157 pounds. Jemai White in the maroon and gold, and Dustin Elliott in the black, white, and gray, silver, whatever you want to call it, of Sussex Tech.
And again, you know, just off the eye test here to start.
Elliott, defending state champ, gets in on a high catch quickly.
Clean shot.
And takedown, 3-point lead for Elliott.
A little high.
White looking to go maybe like a Peterson there.
Thought so, but
there's a roll, but he rolls right into a pancake.
And I'll tell you what, too, Elliott is strong. That's going to be hard to get out of. Yep. And
so we're going to have some downtime again.
Mike, turn the camera to the right.
That's right. Dustin Elliott gets the pin at 157 pounds. He is your Delcastle champion.
And again, you know, White coming in here, ranked number 2, just a tough match for him. But that's why you come out here, and now that's a great experience. Now you're looking to February. You're looking to Cape Henlopen, and what happened here? What can I do better? Stuff like that. And again, keep your head up, keep working, but nice performance there from Elliott. He really took care of business.
We're going to have another Sussex Tech Raven coming up here at 165, and Bennett Brumley, he's going to take on Craig Dixon of Caesar Rodney.
Our first match, again, still with Dixon ranked at number 5, but a matchup that's not in here in the top 5, what has been rare here for our Delcastle finals.
Yeah, we had coming in, we had 6 potential 1 versus 2 coming in. We're going to move over here to mat number 1. This is a 3rd place match, 157. Kenneth King of Caesar Rodney, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this kid from Friends' name. It's got a lot of J's and K's and Y's in it. Majkui.
Trying to get us back here.
But there's 0-0 second period. You do it. Sloan.
Makaji or Makawi? I don't know if the J is silent. Reminds me of Melkart Abajaude from Delaware. Sloan.
Friends had some football names too. I had to go to coach.
Yeah,
do these guys have nicknames? I mean,
I know that too as well. I'm one of those guys that has to spell it everywhere I go.
Mm-hmm. So, and we get blood time over here on mat number 1.
So, Benny, what tournaments we got coming up here? You mentioned a few dual meets on the slate for next week. What's the next big tournament we got coming up? We're getting into kind of dual meet season, right? Yeah, I was going to say. So, it's now time to focus on, you know, your dual meet lineups, where you're going to put certain guys who, you know, for depending on who you're going to go up against. That's where the fun starts. And I'm sure Trey's already got the juices flowing there.
They've got some big matches coming up. He's got Smyrna, the rivalry on Friday night. You can watch that here on 302 Sports.
Yeah, talk about that matchup over the years.
Yeah.
Really
always
fun.
A rivalry, no matter whether you're down or not. It's always a big match. And then we'll have they have Sussex Central and Slays Annam on a Friday, the following Friday and Saturday. And then Cape Henlopen the following Wednesday to round it out. Next week, as I said, we'll have DMA at Cape Henlopen on Wednesday, Smyrna at Caesar Rodney on Friday, and then the following week we'll go to Lake Forest where the Del Mar Wildcats will come to town. And then wrap it up.
And
Matter of
everybody.
fact, I got to give you the date. We'll be at William Penn on a Friday night, February 7th, for the St. George's William Penn, which is probably going to crown the Flight A champion.
Oh, yeah, I'll be there for that one. February 7th.
Friday, February 7th.
And Nick Halliday asking if he should maybe get his camera over there on that mat. We said, sure, why not, right?
And we're going to move
Mike
down to
can
mat
stay
3. That's the 5th place match going on in this weight class.
So as you mentioned, Bay, a few couple falls here, giving us some time, and every match before that, the previous 4 or 5 have been all down to the wire.
We're 3-3 over here in the second period. Now 4-3. Snow kind of messed some things up last week. I have a lot of makeup wrestling matches. Craig Dixon, Bennett Brumley, here we go.
And we saw a few of those instances earlier where one guy that made the semis had a tougher road, a close match in the semis, and then the other wrestler with a tech or a pin, an easier road, and kind of how that's affected that finals matchup. I think it was the Andrews match.
Right. Brumley in the black, Dixon in the blue.
I think Brumley.
Both wrestlers trying to feel each other out here in this first minute as we approach the minute. Shot by Brumley, reshot by Dixon. It's usually the other way around. Brumley really good on the reattacks.
A lot of hand fighting here early on. Battling for wrist control.
$18 seconds to go here, first period, no score. They've kept this dead center of the mat.
This is one of the few matches, maybe the only one, where we've had this kind of stalemate first period where it's just been some hand fighting. Nobody really took a shot. Usually, you know, you get a fair share of those when you get started. We've had all action from start to finish here throughout these finals. It's the first time we've had a lull first period.
Right. And Dixon's going to win the toss and take bottom. So 2 minutes on the clock here. No score in the second period of 165 pounds. Dixon comes to his feet, isolates a hand, puts it in the old back pocket, now looking to escape, and does. 1-0 lead for Craig Dixon. Just like they teach it.
How many times you drill that?
So many young kids don't isolate that hand. They get up, they get hand control, and then they let it go. That time you saw it, I call it in the back pocket. Shot by Brumley. Dixon trying to bring him up in a double under. These two Henlopen Conference Northern Division opponents. Brumley tries to go behind. They're going to go out of bounds. Minute 13 to go on the restart.
A little push and pull there from Brumley. Got Dixon off his stance there a little bit. A little off balance. Couldn't convert.
Dixon, I believe, was 144 or 50 last year. Bumping up to 165. A member of the Caesar Rodney State Championship soccer team.
Yeah, what a season that was for those guys there this year. I mean, how many local teams can you say, you know, had a chance in beating Salesiana? The only team I can think of is that Apple team
program,
years ago. Other than that, not a lot of people can say that. And you know, I also say, I don't know if I've heard of or seen too many soccer player wrestlers combos. You know?
No.
See some football and wrestling there, that mixes up.
Shot by Brumley and a stall warning on Dixon all at the same time. 15 to go. And we're going to go to the third period, 1-0 with Dixon in the lead. It'll be Brumley's choice.
Yeah, first time with this new scoring, we've had a 1-0 match here into the third period. A defensive battle here at 165.
Brumley out quickly. 1-1 here in the third.
And as you mentioned at the beginning, Brumley coming off that sudden victory.
Sweep single by Dixon. Dixon elevating that leg. And he gets the takedown, goes up 4-1.
Yeah, I feel like that was inevitable.
Brumley wants to shake him off. You got to be careful tucking that head. And I thought Dixon was going to roll that into a set of backs. Four to 1, minute 15 to go here. Plenty of time with the new scoring system.
Never out of it.
And we've got a minute to go, and it gets them flat. Brumley bases up.
And Dixon was a little high, but he's got some good balance there. Was able to settle back on the last one, but
He's
now
got
he's
a bail.
too high.
He does. Bails. Goes down 4 to 3. 45 to go. And Brumley's going to cut him. Shot by Brumley. .30 to go. Brumley with the single leg.
Going to bring him back in. And kind of just let it go there as he tried to switch to a double.
So what was a slow start came up to a fantastic finish here. 15 to go as they put all the points on the board in the third.
10 seconds.
And we're going to stalemate. 8 seconds to go. I think these guys are 5 and 6, 4 and 6. And Craig Dixon's your Delcastle champion at 165 pounds. That's 2 champs for the Riders.
A nice performance by Dixon. Now
These
it's a
two
hard
wrestlers now 1-1 on the year, I believe.
And Dixon at that 6th spot in the rankings, and again, a nice performance there for him.
These guys are going to make me do work this week.
You'll be in the bunker.
I'll be in track wrestling for all weekend or all Monday and Tuesday, I can tell you that.
You must be one of those subscribed members.
No, you can get to the there's a way to get in free.
Oh, is there?
But I would pay either way.
Yeah, of course. And now we got another one, a good one here, a guy that we know pretty well at 175, and Frankie Norris.
Frankie Norris. You either like him or you don't like him. There's no in between with Frankie. I'm on the lake side.
Me too. I do as well. And again, one of those guys is.
I'll tell you what, this kid, he's got Jordan Payne. He pulled an upset in the semifinals from Christiana High School. How many times what is it at Christiana? The football team makes it to the playoffs this year?
That's right. Yeah, wow, yeah, Chris, something
Now
in the water down there.
Jordan Payne, who was on the football team, is in the finals of the Delcastle Invitational.
Yeah, and I remember maybe last year, I'm not sure if this was Jordan or not, but Christiana had a guy or two in the finals, maybe last year. That also stood out to me. Here we go.
We're underway at 175 pounds.
I'll tell you, a strong 175 is Frankie Norris in terms of pound for pound. One of the strongest here in the state here, especially at 175.
He can go 65. He is certified at 65. But he's now ranked #1 in the state. When he made the move from 65 to 75, he was behind Jacob Ebal, who beat him in the finals last year.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do that. You know, my state tournament, my senior year, Claire weighed in at 70 and ended up wrestling to 80. Or 95, excuse me. So again, it's all strategic a little bit there.
And not quite in, but he does get to the back of the leg. Frankie Norris in on the leg. We go out of bounds. 54 seconds ago, no score in this match.
I think Frankie's better or at his best when he's aggressive. I'd like to see him get after it here.
There's a straight on double leg. So coming up a little bit, we don't have a seal the deal match tonight, but we're going to have a seal the deal wrestler tonight. Poor seal coating. one of our sponsors.
There you go.
We usually in the dual meets we do a seal the deal. Whoever finishes the match, but we'll do a seal the deal. Who sealed the deal tonight?
Yeah, that's a good thing. Well, that's a good question. We'll have to circle back on that. But impressive start here for Payne. As again, Norris not controlling the match, kind of on his heels here a little bit last few moments as he'll try to recenter.
And Payne's not a guy, you know, he's the underdog in this match. He's not the guy you want to let him get in it.
And you know what? I was going to say that as well. It took the words out of my mouth, especially.
He will punish you.
You know, if Frankie Norris getting late, you know, can get a little bit tired, maybe late in the matches, so effective, you know, most of the time. And Payne looks like he's not breathing heavy at all after that first period. He's ready to go. And again, when you give somebody a little bit of confidence, sometimes that's all they need.
They call letting the camel get his nose under the tent, right?
But Payne with a very nice start to this match.
I believe he's ranked 6, 5, 6?
6, yeah.
Norris, number 1. This is number 1 versus number 6.
Got a lot of wrestlers in that brain of yours, huh, Ben? You do?
Yeah.
500. How many wrestlers you got?
You type them enough, you start to remember them, and then you got to remember what number they are. It's like playing bingo sometimes. (1-0) lead for Frankie Norris of William Penn High School.
You know, this has just kind of been a lockup here. Yeah, nobody's really had too clean of a look at any shot here so far in this one.
Shot by Norris. Able to put 2 hands on the leg, but jacked right up with that underhook by Payne.
Yeah, Payne's strong, very strong. And we talked about the strength that Norris has, but Payne is up there too. That was a nice low single.
Needs to pop his head out to the outside. That or start to circle to the ankle. He says, what do you know? I'm just going to pull his leg up. Comes up to an underhook, 35 to go. Now Norris in on a shot. Brings that mid-level, and they go out of bounds. And a stall call on Payne.
And that time it was a nice job by Norris there. The reshot on the outer edge of the mat. Payne a little bit caught off guard by where he was and the timing of it. But still Payne doing a good job. Didn't give any points up. Does get the caution, or excuse me, the stalling call.
Payne was in a high scoring, one handily, but there was a lot of points put on the board with Ben Renato in the semis.
19 to 15. Like you said, those would be some of the scores we're seeing nowadays. And these guys kind of feeling both themselves out here, each other out.
Payne will take bottom. 2 minutes on the clock. He trails 1-0.
Now we talked about, you know, this match getting late into the third period and who that might benefit. Let's see who has the stamina here to get it done late.
Frankie Norris was a state finalist last year at 165. And Payne gets the escape. It's 1-1 with 1:45 to go in the third period.
Not too many chances at takedowns either here throughout this match. We've had a couple clean shots. No one ever, though, really close to finishing. So anybody's match here in the third.
It's probably going to come down to a takedown here late in this period. Payne does have a stall call. Yeah, digs in the underhook and the wrist on the front side. Payne does have he has the ability to throw. He had a couple throws in the semifinal match. He can be a feet to back guy.
Level change here from Payne.
Under a minute to go, so Payne's starting to pick the pace up a little bit.
Yep.
And gets in on a leg jab. Norris jacks him right up with the over-under.
There's that strength we talked about. And now he's trying to drop it into something else. That leg is there.
Tries to go inside trip. on the edge and out of bounds. No score. 33 seconds on the restart.
And again, after that one, Payne has that stalling call from earlier in the match. Just something to pay attention to here. 33 seconds to go. Who's going to be the one to take the shot here? It's Payne.
Oh, ankle pick takedown for Payne on the edge. 20 seconds to go. Try to keep him in bounds, and they go out of bounds with 15 to go. 4-1 lead for Jordan Payne.
Now, if you're Frank Norris, you got to get up and take him down quickly. Not too many openings for Norris in the neutral position in this match.
And he's going to put him up right away. I say eat some clock.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Even if you could shoot 5 seconds off, anything
his
at all.
coaches don't agree.
And now we'll see if Norris can take advantage.
Norris gets in on a single leg. 5 seconds to go. Payne pulls him back to the mat. And
now that's going to be, that's close. Yes, that
time may have
we
run
didn't
out.
have a buzzer. We're going to have to review that. We don't have a clock.
Right,
we don't have a
comes
camera on the clock. Oh, Trey's giving us the shake of the head. See that? I don't think it was good either.
Yeah, I thought there was zeros on the clock when that happened.
Man,
so Chris Janico's heads to the
there.
table. The referee's going to discuss it with the timekeeper.
I mean, again, not official because we have some stuff blocking our viewpoint of the clock, but it looked a tad late. Again, not official. Not sure.
Nope, they're going to go with the takedown. So 5-4
what a
victory
finish
for Frankie
for
Norris.
Frankie Norris, again, couldn't get a lot going there in that match. Was defensive, a lot of it. Did get, has the escape to give him the one, and then how about that? Gets the one takedown of the match that he needs to get the win as time expires. A buzzer beater for Frankie Norris at 175. What a finish.
I think there's probably going to be a discussion on the bus ride home for Payne. His son, good job. Did a good job. You wrestled hard. But when I tell you to stay on top, stay on top.
I'd already forgotten about it that quickly, man. I'll tell you, and it's because they started so quickly. We didn't have a chance to really discuss it. But I'm with you 100%. You got to chew up anything. And we talked about if you just would have chewed up 3 seconds, it would have been over.
That's right.
But again, a tough one there if you're Payne Norris. Still way to battle and get a late victory. But again, and not a lot of, I guess I should say, opposition from the coaching staff of Christiana.
That came in there. Not a whole lot you can do.
Exactly. So, I mean, again, we didn't have a great view of it, so we don't know for sure. But
well, normally you'll have somebody out there with a towel in the closing seconds, and there was not in that match.
He ran. Don't want to put the towel boil, but he ran out a little late on that one. He
and
did.
The assistant referee was watching wrestling and not watching the clock.
That was an interesting. I would love to see an angle of somebody having that match and the clock. I don't know if we have it.
So we're underway at 190. This is Braden Renato from Salesianum and Brian Seward of Milford. And right away, Renato in on a takedown. He's up 3-0.
Yeah,
he's ranked number 3 in this weight class.
Those 3 guys at 190, those top 3 wrestlers, got a lot of talent there.
We'll be seeing number 1 ranked here is Luke Spoor. He's out right now with, I believe, a foot or ankle injury. And behind him is Jack Wilson from Middletown, out with an elbow injury. And we're going to get a quick pin here. Renato gets the pin at 190.
And yeah, we had a chance to talk with Jack and some people close to Jack there during the football season. And some of the things we heard is that he might not wrestle at all this year. So I'm not sure.
I talked to his coach.
That's what I said. I'm sure he's probably coming back now.
I talked to the coach. They expect him back for the conference tournament.
And that's what I said when they told me that in the football season. I said, man, that's got to be so hard for him. He loves how much to be on the mat. I found it hard to believe that he was going to miss it. And it's great to see him back out and in the action or scheduling to be back into the action. You love to see that, and hopefully we can see him very soon. And same thing with
Braden Renato with the quick pin here at 190. We have 2 matches left. And we're going to get we're going to have the number 2 ranked at 215. Zakir Robinson. And I tell you what, when you see him, he does not look like a 215 pounder. He's tall. Yeah. He's athletic. But he looks like he could be at 190.
Yeah, so that reminds me of back when I was a senior, Tommy Wilmoth from Salesiana bumping up to 220 for the state tournament. I had to wrestle Thomas Ott in the finals, and there was quite the size difference between those 2 guys.
Thomas Ott, who went to wrestle at Navy.
Man, what a phenomenal wrestler he was back in our day.
And Roberson's going to have Brock Rhodes out of Caravel, the all-state fullback and linebacker.
Oh, he is a hell of a football player. Obviously a great two-sport athlete.
I believe he might be ranked 4, 3, 4.
Yeah, 3 in the rankings here. For
I'm going to have to get the Yahtzee Cup and the dice out on Monday.
Yeah, you know, those linebackers can be pretty good wrestlers sometimes. And I will say, Talboy's been doing a great job all day running around here.
Yeah.
Saw him getting some drills in before the finals.
He was
drilling out there. Gotta love it. Go, Mike, getting
The Newark Yellow Jacket over there to the right.
getting some St. George's on there as well.
What did I say? Oh yeah. Let's get them changed.
How does it feel, Benny, you know, when you're being responsible for all these rankings, all the work you have to put into it, and I tell you, it's the topic everywhere you go, right? You come here and you sit down, I got the ranks up here, you got people coming over, talking about them, telling them, you know, giving you their input and stuff like that. That's a lot of pressure. Spotlight's on you.
Telling me how they should be done.
Spotlight's on you, huh?
That's right.
I'll tell you what, that can be tough for sure.
The biggest topic of conversation this year is Luke Spoor.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if Carter Stracci was out a month last year.
Yeah.
And he was ranked number 1.
Yep.
While he was out.
And Luke
Spoor's
was out
coming back.
last year as well, able to come back.
Made the state finals.
Man, what a finals match that was. I was driving home from Indianapolis watching that match on the way back, watching you guys on the call for that one. What a match.
And then I get the occasional parent that emails me. And
oh, emails too,
and
direct?
Email, text message, Facebook message. And I have to go find out who their kid is.
Do they tell you their name in the email, or you just have to read the email
Yeah,
address?
I just got to find out who he is, you know. Like, then I got to break the news.
We're going to shout out to Luke Spoor. Luke, hope you're healing up all right.
Yeah.
And we'll see you out here.
He was at
very soon.
I saw him at the St. Mark Caesar Rodney match to open the season, and he was in a boot, but in good spirits. Yeah. But the plan is for him to be back, hopefully maybe state duels.
Yeah. Got to be smart. Yeah, like you said, top those two guys at 190, dealing with some, you know, not just small injuries. These are, you know, kind of things that
injuries,
are big injuries. But both, like as we said, are projected to come back. So great sign there. And, you know, thinking down the road, can you imagine if we get a state finals match with Luke and Jack, and, you know, both those guys having missed half the season and then coming back? That'd be, you know, a fun one. So.
Well, I tell my kids all the time, you have to go undefeated one time.
Yep, that's right.
You got to win 4 matches.
Yep, that's all. That's exactly right. It's all about one tournament. You just got to wrestle your best that weekend. You know, have a great week of practice.
And we're going to get a pin over here on mat 1. That means we can. No, we've got another. The 5th place match still going on.
I think we might be in overtime. It's like 45 seconds left over there as well.
That should be settled.
Man, we were rocking and rolling for the first, you know, however 7 matches, and now a little bit of a.
Well, now we get into the pummel matches.
Yeah.
I remember when they said they were going to put in, it was at 2:20 at the time, and I went, oh, great.
Well, that was right, because when
6 minutes of pummeling.
When I was a freshman, that was when it was 89.
Right, and then heavyweight.
And heavyweight, yeah, because I remember when we were at St. Mark's, you know, we had Mike Malk there at 89, and then.
I was a advocate of bring something in the middle where there's more kids, and you know, but they didn't ask me. So they didn't get my opinion.
Yeah, it's always interesting whenever I come back and then we talk before and after seasons. What's changed? Obviously the point system this year, the weight classes. A few years ago, all these things. It's always something different. I mean, I was looking at him again here today. Just like you said, you think back to when me and Trey were in high school, and even before that, a couple years prior. It's very different. .52, 45, like none of them are the same. Obviously, they put the 57 in there.
Yeah. So we're coming up to 2:15. Brock Rhodes and Zakir Roberson. Roberson has at least one, if not two, wins over Rhodes.
Rhodes, and we talked about unbelievable football player for Caravel. Back-to-back state championships for him on the football field. And now going to take what he learned there at linebacker and apply it to the wrestling mat. He's made a lot of strides over the past couple years. And he talked about Roberson. Back at home, a home match for him. It's always nice when you get a Delcastle wrestler in the finals at the Delcastle Invitational. So great to see him here as well. Both guys, a lot of success coming in. Roberson, 12-10 decision there in that semi-final match to punch his ticket. Rhodes with a pin and 2.5 for Caravel. So different paths, but should be a good match here, 2:15. Roberson hand fighting here, both guys looking for an opening here on 50 seconds and ticking here in the opening period. It's your 2:15 Delcastle finals match between Roberson from Delcastle and Brock Rhodes here from Caravel.
Coming up immediately after the heavyweight match, we'll have our 302 Poor Seal Coating Seal the Deal. The guy who sealed the deal tonight, and I've just signaled for get him over here, and we're going to go immediately to an interview right afterwards. So
I saw you working back there.
Stay tuned, yeah. Rhodes in with a double leg bear hug, and they go out of bounds. 15 seconds left in the first period.
Man, Roberson's got a lot of size here at 2:15. Rhodes obviously.
I got a text from Billy Poor. He gave me two names, and definitely going to go with one of them. Actually, I could go with both of them, but we can only have one guy to seal the deal tonight.
Only one guy can seal the deal.
Right.
Well, your Cowboy right back after.
Appreciate Mark and Bill Poor and their support of wrestling here in Delaware.
No doubt.
The fathers of two four-time state champs, eight state titles altogether in that household, or well, they're cousins actually, in that family. Mother's a state senator. And we have a state senator here refereeing somewhere. Over there, right.
I tell you what, though, yeah, it's it feels a little bit lonely without the Poors here at some of these.
I know, they're
right?
usually here.
We're usually hanging out with us, and
we miss you, Bill.
yeah, we miss you guys, and then and it seems to go back at Caravel with Luke and Alex, and man, when they left Delaware wrestling, odd.
Well, someday they'll probably have sons and they'll be heck to pay down the road, right?
Yep, exactly right. Maybe some more state championships added.
I've never met two more confident individuals in my life. I mean, they would do interviews before the finals.
That's how you got to be, right? When you're that good, yeah, it's that you got to be wired a certain way.
Yeah. I remember Luke's first state title. He came by the table after his semi-win. I said, "How do you feel?" He goes, "It's going to happen."
It was inevitable.
It was inevitable. Yeah, it's going to happen.
Nothing you can do to stop it. And then 4 later.
Now, Alex, different story. Alex just look at you. And you knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, shout out to those guys.
1-0 lead for Brock Rhodes here at 215 pounds.
Not a lot of openings here. Again, both guys, not a lot of shots being taken. Both guys not as aggressive, just trying to feel it out. There's a shot.
I know Roberson has one victory in this. He may have two. I think they may have met twice now. And that always throws off the rankings when somebody goes 2-1. And does he get it? Take down Rhodes with 9 seconds to go.
Scramble there. Rhodes able to find the opening and the takedown. And a quick one, though, right as time expires.
So 4-2, third period. Roberson's choice, he'll go down. I told you, he doesn't look like a 215 pounder.
No, he doesn't.
But I don't think there's an ounce of fat on there to get to 190.
And the size, too. You got to look at the height. And yeah, you're right about that. I mean, again, remember that quick point for Roberson there just quickly as he got up at the end. And now he's right back into it. So that point could come back in here to play down the line here in this match.
Rhodes in on a double. That's a tackle. That's don't come through B gap right there.
That's right. He met you at the hole there. A good one here, guys. Once again, Rhodes able to get in on that leg. I think he got it.
Take down Rhodes. Minute 14 to go.
It's a big one there.
And they go out of bounds. 7-2 lead.
Yeah, it looks good. Crowd really into this one.
That's hometown guy.
That's what we were saying, yeah. Hometown guy in the finals. Here for Delcastle, on the Delcastle mat here as well there, like you said. It's a cool experience.
And gets another escape, 7-3. So he's going to need a takedown and backs, or he's going to have to get to work in the little 2-for-1 action. Well, I guess now it's 3-for-1.
We're going to have to decide quickly. And if you want to go, you got to go.
Gets in single, takedown, Roberson, 50 to go.
Got to cut him.
And he's going to cut him.
Oh, and Rhodes wasn't paying attention.
Another takedown for Roberson. He goes up 9-8.
Rhodes got up and just completely aborted his stance, left himself wide open.
Out of bounds with 34 seconds left. The Delcastle fans are now on their feet.
He's looking a little fatigued. I think Brock Rhodes starting to look a little fatigued there. He did after that last takedown, but now he's got to get back to work. What a comeback here for Roberson in front of this home crowd that is now all on their feet here behind us. Again, Rhodes is tired, got to get up. And Roberson, look at him applying that pressure. It's going to make it tough.
$13 to go.
Rhodes just trying to try something with that last ounce of breath in him. Both looking at the clock.
And your champion at 215. Roberson, the hometown kid, gets the title. The only Delcastle champ here. What a match by the two big guys.
Benny, he was down 7-1 with 45 seconds is when he made that first takedown. He got it with 44 seconds left, trailed the whole match, and then comes up with the two takedowns. He was finally aggressive late there in the third period. Didn't really get much going, didn't take a lot of shots, didn't look for a lot of openings in the first two. But when he decided to shoot there, Brock Rhodes looked a little tired down the stretch. He was able to get two quick takedowns on 2 attempts, 2 for 2, and he's got the win. He's your Delcastle champion here at home. That's a great experience, and that's a really cool moment for him.
So we're going to move to the final match of the night. 285. They used to call them heavyweights. But then Tab Thacker put a stop to all that.
Wow.
The 400-some pounder from North Carolina State, and they had to put a weight limit on it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember back then it was too. like you said, Benny, this is going to be a good one to take us home today.
Here we go. Number 2 ranked wrestler in the state. And the 2 and 3 or 2 and 4?
2 and 3. I know Coach Dave Williams going to be watching this one closely. As Eli and Jaleel battle it out here for the Delcastle Championship. I've seen Eli with a few wins on his resume already this year. Yeah, but, you know, 2 for 285. Yeah, looking, you know, a little bit small. I wonder what these guys weighed in at here this weekend. You know, you said we think heavyweight think 285. You know, back in my we had Bobby Telford, who was a little bit lighter. He wasn't 285. And then you had, you know, Pat Cassidy, who was right there at 285. So kind of what we expected to see early on this one, hand fighting, some clubbing, ties up here. 45 seconds to go in the first.
I believe Sally's has probably wrapped up the team title, haven't they?
Yeah, I'll check that out now.
CR and Sally's kind of ran away with it here.
Yep. 298 for Salesianum, 249 for CR, and then St. George's a distant third at 199.5. A chance to go up here, though, with a win in this heavyweight championship bout.
Immediately following this match, we'll have our poor seal coating seal the deal wrestler of the night. No score at the end of the first period. And like I said, February 7th, I'll be traveling up north here. Sit down with you, Nick, and we're going to do a Blue Hen Conference, probably a Flight A championship between the William Penn Colonials and the St. George's
That's right, Coach
Hawks. Should they both continue to remain undefeated going through the Flight A schedule.
We'll be there. Spotlight will be on prime time on Delaware Live Sports. Doesn't get any better than that.
Escape for Settles. He ended up with a pin in the semis, but it was a tight match.
And we know how a lot of those heavyweight matches can go.
Maybe that might have been the quarters.
And then all of a sudden somebody gets a turn and it's a pin, you know, or a takedown right to the back. So
second period, 1-0 lead for Settles.
And again, we talked to a lot of these matches, and over the years, these heavyweight finals matches, you know, comes down to one takedown. Who gets the one takedown in the match? And so you never know. In matches like this, the first takedown could be maybe the deciding factor. So who's going to get that important first takedown or big points here in this matchup? .30 seconds left here in the second.
Club hook by Joaquin Torres, and they go out of bounds. 21 seconds on the clock.
Coming after us. That'll do it for period number 2.
So here we go. Second or third period, 1-0 lead for Settles. Joaquin Torres will go down. And he's going to take the whole 2 minutes. He's going to put him on his feet right away. Kind of a smart thing. Don't get a locked hands or, you know, stall call or anything like that.
And again, we've seen some calls, today that hadn't worked out in terms of that exact situation. So sometimes it matters.
Yeah, what they say, number one rule, do what your coach says. Number two, if it doesn't work, go back to rule number one.
That's right. Always listen to Coach Dave. Dave at home and Coach LA. Coach Valencia, Coach Val, you got to.
1-1, minute 20 to go here in the third period.
Who's it gonna be?
No real serious attempts yet at a shot.
No, I think just
we're gonna see something with 20 seconds left.
nobody wants to get pinned underneath or give up something cheap. Crowd building here in this one. .30 seconds to go. I think they're just
There'll
waiting.
be some movement in the rankings, but the big ticket comes in March. March 1st, when we wrap up the season at Cape and Lopin High School. You're going to see a lot of these guys again on that Saturday night. Possibly two of them right here.
I think there might be with content in sending this into overtime.
And they are. So we're going to go to overtime here at 285. I mean, why not? Last match of the night, right?
Why not, right? Let's do it. Who will take the first attempt?
Well, two big guys like this, you want to get an outside shot. You want to get something head outside. You
Or
do
the
not want to get stuck underneath.
The all-important headlock.
Joaquin Torres has been active. A lot of motion, a lot of movement, but no serious attempt to get to a leg yet.
A little opening there. Passed on it. Ten seconds, short time. And here we go, but you said this is a textbook heavyweight
Yes,
bout.
it is. Let's go the whole 8 minutes. So now we go to the twin 30s. Each wrestler will have a chance to score in a 30-second overtime period. And you got to remember, Settles didn't even attempt to ride when he was on top.
It's a good point. And see right now with Torres, he was trying to break him down here.
Got that ankle hooked.
Just trying to stay in this position for 10 seconds. Settles trying to get up. 3 seconds. 2, 1.
And we're going to go to the second of the twin 30s. So all Torres needs to do is score, but we do finish the 30-second. It's not sudden death.
And hopefully they are aware of that as well.
And they get to their feet and they run out of real estate.
We've seen it before where guys have thought they'd given up the one and then act like the match
Relax,
is over.
yeah. 23 to go. There's the escape, but they do keep wrestling.
Now Settle's got to get to work. Now you know what you have to do. There is no other option. You have to get the takedown. He's got 10 seconds to do it.
In on a shot, 2, 1. William Penn crowns the champion at 285 pounds. So
joins Frankie Norris.
another poor seal the deal. Wrestler of the night, it's Anthony Andrews with the big win at 126 pounds, knocks off the #1 ranked wrestler in the state. Now, Anthony, you're going from Hunter to hunted. You're going to have to carry that #1. How does that, what does that entail for you?
I don't want it to pressure me too much. I know it's not done with. I know I still got, states after this, so it's not over yet. I'm still looking forward to that, but can't sit on this win too much.
Take us through that match. You got the first takedown, but you didn't take your foot off the gas, and then you end up with a big win there.
Yeah, man, I got to keep going no matter the lead I got. Match isn't over until it's over. Wrestle all 6 minutes, and yeah.
And again, obviously, when you're in a big-time match like this here at Delcastle, a lot of the guys that you might see down the road are going to be here, especially who you saw there in the finals. And if I know anything, I'm sure you guys and your coaches had a game plan going in. What was your kind of message, or their message to you, and what was your strategy heading into that championship match?
Just stay patient, don't rush. Stay in good position, don't get out of position. Try and get him on his heels, capitalize on his mistakes, and yeah, man, just go out there and wrestle, have fun.
I want to thank our Poor Seal Coating Seal the Deal Wrestler of the Night, Anthony Andrews from Sussex Tech High School. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you again March 1st.
Thank you.
Good luck the rest of the year.
Appreciate it.
Well, Nick.
Don't worry about it. You're good. Keep it on.
There you go, and what a
Let's
performance
wrap up
he put
real quick.
on. Yeah.
Our obviously our Wrestler of the Night, Anthony Andrews, but I think the match of the night, I think you have to go back to 138. The match of the night.
Yeah, right. I mean, we talk about Trevor Copes and
goes down 3-0 early, and normally you come back and you win those with escapes and takedowns. He didn't do it that way. It was a reversal and 2 sets of back points. It's almost like the traditional 2-in-1 in basketball.
That's right. Again, he did it late in the match, and obviously we all know what he's capable of, and he just gets better and better. He went into that match, dropped on his head early on. There was a stoppage. He took a little break, looked shaken up initially, gave the 2 thumbs up, though, after a short period, got right back out there, and then continued to take care of business. Siani, impressive as a freshman, a big there at 138, and he's going to be fun to watch the rest of his career. But Trevor Copes, defending state champion, Cesar Rodney, all-time wins leader, and he showed everybody why tonight.
And 3 #1s go down tonight, and almost a 4th with Frankie Norris getting the late takedown.
Controversial as well.
Yeah, because as time was expiring. But, this is what this Delcastle tournament does. It's the bellwether of Delaware wrestling. We come in here and we shake up the rankings every year. Somebody gets the upset.
I'm sure this is when you go to the bunker for the longest period of time is after this tournament. Again, all the in-state talent. These guys know who's in their weight class. They know who they might have to match up with down the line, and this is a great spot. And you heard him talk about it. The same thing. He knows that he's going to be wrestling Lucia maybe down the road, and this is where you get to see those guys. You come up with game plans. You get a little taste of what you might see, and obviously you can try to use that to your advantage. A lot of fun wrestling today, and you said it. #1 seeds going down. It's going to be a fun March.
That's a wrap. I'll be back Wednesday night. You can catch it live here on YouTube for a free broadcast. Delaware Military Academy and Cape and Lopin. Folks, we'll see you Wednesday night.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.